Hey y'all, it's Taylor from Tattoo Teacher Plans. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a little tutorial on how I do my weather doodles because I've gotten a lot of questions over the past couple of months and I've gotten a lot of requests for this video. So that's what I'm going to do. Now before I show you how I do them, I thought I would show you kind of how I got to this point. So first of all, this is not an original idea. I got the idea from Cindy from Llama's Love Lettering. I'm going to link her video where she did her weather doodles down in the description so you can see it. Now, I do mine a little bit differently, but I'm definitely inspired by her, so I want to give credit to her for that. So this was the first week that I actually used my weather doodles. So before this, I would just write the temperatures, but I live in the Texas Panhandle and the weather is just very unpredictable, and so I wanted to have something a little more than that, and I saw Cindy's video and I just loved how she drew her little doodles. So this was my first attempt at it, and then I didn't even like color them in or anything. And then as time went on, this is last year's planner by the way, somewhere around like November, yeah, Thanksgiving week. Okay, for Thanksgiving week I did color them in. I don't remember, I think I was just bored, and so I decided to color them in. And I used to do this little umbrella for rain, but I'm going to show you what I use instead now. So then, as time went on, like this one, this spread here, this one I used the colors from the spread to kind of inspire what the clouds look like, or the suns in this case. So I colored the suns with shades of purple, and I like how that turned out. And then later on, let's see. Yeah, this one I went a little overboard. A little too much color on that one. But I would do like green for this one. This one was like all kinds of colors. But I do basically like the same format for each week and then just color. So let me show you how I do this like weekly. So this is this week. This is my Game of Thrones week. And if you'll notice over here, I only have Monday through Wednesday done. So this is Monday. So yesterday, Sunday, I went in, drew them, put in the temperatures, and then stopped on Wednesday. Now when I get to Wednesday, I go ahead and do the rest of the week. And then closer to the end of the week, I'll color them in, or I'll do it on Thursday, depending on what I feel like. These are the color pencils that I use at home. At school, I have really good ones, but I like these because they don't have to be sharpened, which is kind of nice, but the colors are very odd. I don't know how to explain it, but they do not look like that. Those are not the colors. So I brought out my Sharpies so I can draw nice and big to show you how I do this. Okay, so I do basically, I think there's 4 different doodles that I do. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit, and I'm going to try to draw like as big as I can so that you can see it, and I'll draw them a couple times. Okay, so the first one is, of course, the sun. So when I do it in my hourly, I do them up on the top line, and I use the base, like the line across the top as the base for where I'm going to set them down. You can also do this on washi tape. If you're going to do that, though, you got to use a Sharpie or a Le Pen permanent because it won't stick otherwise. Okay, so let's do, the first one is the sun. So I do like a half of a circle, but like shallow. I don't want it to be like, not like that, but I want it to be like lower. And then for the sun, I start in the middle, do a big ray, little ray, big ray, little ray. And these are messy. It does not have to be perfect. That's why I kind of like these, because they are a little bit messy. So I can be a little more like forgiving with them. Okay, so that's the sun. And then I put the weather in here. So I put the high and the low underneath like the rays of the sun. Okay, then I do partly cloudy or mostly cloudy. I don't care. That doesn't mean anything to me. I just need to know that it's cloudy. Okay, so for this one, I do the same 2 strokes. So I do a hump, that's what I'm going to call it. and then a curl. And then start on the curl, hump, and a curl. And then a hump, and a curl. And then whatever's left. I just kind of fit it in. And then I'll take the sun over on the right side and do the same thing that I did over here. Start in the middle with the big ray, little ray, big ray. And then I'll put the temperatures over here. Like that. So that's like partly cloudy or mostly cloudy. And then I have cloudy, which these are my favorite to draw because they're just big puffy clouds. So I do a hump and then a curl, hump and a curl, hump and a curl, and a hump. Like that. And then put the weather like inside the cloud. Like that. And then the last one that I do, which is kind of covers a lot, and the inspiration for this one, oh no, I have two more, hold on. Okay, so let me do this one first. Okay, windy is a weather condition where I live, because I live in the windiest city in America. So when I do windy, I do a cloud, and then I do little swirlies for the wind. So let me do my cloud first, just like I've done before. Okay, when I want to do my swirlies, I start with the middle one. And if you look at your weather app, if you have an iPhone, it looks exactly like what's on the weather app. So in the middle, I do a curly cue that is going upward. And then I do one here underneath it, a little one that's going downward, and then one above the middle one that curls upward, like that. If you look at your phone, you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's the fourth one, and then, I forgot, there are 5, so this is the last one. This one is stormy or rainy. I tried the umbrella like Cindy does, and I just can't draw a good umbrella like consistently. So I chose to do this because usually when it rains here, it storms anyway. So first I draw the lightning bolt, and it's offset. So if this is center, your lightning bolt needs to be off to the right or to the left. So I'm going to start over here to the right, and I just go down like this. Can you hear my cats fighting with each other? This is a daily occurrence. And then I do the same line right beside it, and it shadows that line so that you have your little lightning bolt. And they always look different every time. It's different. Okay, now for this one, I always mess this up. I can do this side, but it's hard to do it backwards like the curly cues. So on this side, I just do a really shallow, not shallow, like a very short, I don't know what the word is. Let me just draw it and I'll show you. So I still do my hump and a curly, but it stays very close to the lightning bolt, if that makes sense. Now on this side, I usually go from right to left instead of left to right, just because I need to gauge like where it's going to end and stuff. So I do the same thing, but it always gets messier. And then I write my temperatures over here. You can also put it over on the left side like this. Okay, so for this particular day, it's stormy today. And so I put my lightning bolt over to the left side because of this text. And it'll work out once I get it colored, I think. Okay, so that is stormy, and I think that is all. Oh, if you want to do winter storm, I do this, but then I add in little dots, little asterisks, and little dots for snow. Like that. And then I think that's all. That's cute. Okay, So those are my weather doodles. Now when I shade them in, I always use this yellow because it's like a dark yellow. And with my lightning bolt, I always do it like very dark so that it stands out really well. Like this. But on the clouds, I may do like a shading at the bottom and then gradually get lighter. Like that. Neater, of course, but just for the sake of showing you. Or I could do the sun, and I would do like dark around the edges, and then fill in lightly. Same over here. Fill in the edge. Like that. And then usually I will just trace. I'll just trace these little wind gusts like that. So let me show you some of them. Okay, here is a week in July, end of July, 1st of June. Okay, so over here, I shade at the bottom and then go lighter toward the top. This sun here, I did it opposite. Instead of doing that outside, I did the bottom and then did it lighter up top. Okay, these guys, this was kind of different. For this kit, because it was like really, really blue, like the whole thing. So I decided to do the whole thing in this brown color, which matched the coffee down here. And I love how this turned out. So cool. And it kind of balanced out the spread because it's super like heavy. So I just used brown and then I used blue for my little lightning bolt. Now over here, I've run into this because we've had storms like every single weekend. Look, that one looks like a turd. It kind of got messed up. Okay, so I kind of go around the flag. I just let the flag be there and then just work around it. And it may work out or it may not. It may look like a turd. Also, this is kind of interesting. So this week I was in Dallas for some of it. So I read the word like across the cloud like that. It just makes it kind of cute. Let's see if we got some more here. Okay, with this one, I did a dark like outline on the edge of the lightning bolt. You can just play around with it and see what you like. I like all variations. So it just kind of depends on the week what I decide to do with it. But it's just fun. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial and that it was helpful, and I hope that you would try it out. And if you do, definitely tag me on Instagram so I can see it. I would love to. And definitely check out Cindy's video because she is much more artistic than I am. And her doodles are bomb. I think that is all. If you have any questions, leave them down below and I will answer them. And thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!